Hello guys and welcome. My name is Andrea and today I want to say my experience about this knife. This is a Victorinox Swisschamp. I bought this about 1 year ago for 66 euros on Amazon. It was actually on sale, and at that time I was looking for a new multi-tool. I looked on the Victorinox website and I found this, the Swisschamp. Also the cost of this is quite low compared to the Swiss tool or the Leatherman Wave here in Europe. So in the end I choose this one. So I use this knife as an ADC most of the times. It is quite heavy. I think it is, I don't know, right about 100 grams, 1.5 grams. It's not lightweight. So there are other models in the Victorinox range that are lighter than this, and the fact that it doesn't have a pocket clip, or so yeah, I could attach with a lanyard or something else, but without any pocket clip, it sits in your pocket like a dead weight, so it feels very heavy. It's not a common ADC. So let's take a look at the tools and I will say my experiences. So, can opener with a flathead screwdriver, and in the same layer we have a bottle opener with another flathead screwdriver, a bit larger. Yeah, the can opener I never used. Even the flathead screwdriver I tried to use it a bit, but I never had the chance of find a screw that actually fits this. I use this a bit as a scraping tool because this is a blade, and this I actually use a bit. It's a nice tool. Open the buttons, you know, right in the right way, and it's made of a thick, it's quite thick as piece of metal, and yeah, it works quite well. We have a magnifying glass here. I think I used really 1 or 2 times, but it does its job. And here a Phillips screwdriver. Okay, this Phillips screwdriver, it's good, nothing to say, works well. 2 positions also. For the bottle opener you have this position and this position, locks in these 2 positions, so you can do a better leverage if you want to tighten or untighten screw. And same for the Phillips screwdriver, so 2 positions. Okay, the problem here is that the point is, it's not doesn't hands with a point like other screwdrivers with the same measure. Like I think this is the same. So with a point you could reach smaller screws, but with this design without a point, I think it was for safety, but you know, a normal screwdriver it's a bit better, in fact. Works really good in this position, but in this, having the fact that it's not centered, when you are going to rotate this all the tool, it's hard to maintain the line. So you will find using it like rotating the tool like this, never going straight. So I think that I don't know if it is quite strong metal that ruin your screws, but in the long term I think that you will gonna ruin the point. But okay. Little pliers. We have this pair of pliers. Okay, this is quite a great tool. I use a bit, as you know, I build stuff for my models, scale models, so I use this quite a bit, and it's good. It's not strong type of pliers because it's small. Here in the pliers you can see there are the position for cutting hard wire. I never use it for hard wire, but maybe it works well. And the fact that there is retention, it's quite good in fact. Oh, here we have the scissors. Okay, Victorinox scissors, I think that are the best scissors in multi-tools. These are even better than the one that you can find in the Swiss tool because they are bigger. In fact, a point that may make me choose a normal 91mm Victorinox is that all the tools inside these, like the knife, the saw, the file, are bigger than the one you can find in the Swiss tool. I don't know why they choose to make smaller tools. I know that they are made in thicker metal, but you know, they are doing this type of knives with long tools about the same length of a knife, and you choose to make a longer multi-tool, about, I think it is 1.5 centimeters longer. With smaller tools, I think it's not a great idea. But this scissors works really well. The spring here does a great job. Never had anything to say about this scissor. I use quite a lot. This tool here is the fish scaler. It's a tool made for people that go fishing. I never think I had to use it, but the fact that they put here a ruler makes it a good tool. In fact, it's a good tool. If you put the knife in this position, you could actually measure really well like this. And yeah, it's a good tool, I think, for small quick jobs. You have 3 inches, and the other part you have 7 centimeters. Quite nice. Oh, the saw it's a classical saw. I think everybody knows the saw of Victorinox. Yeah, it works well. Quite aggressive saw. Cuts really well. I could do a demonstration, but I cut a lot of things with this. Literally, the saw, I think, with the knife are the most used tool on this, and it's also starting to appear some signs of wear. Yeah, but it's good. The file. So the file, I use the file quite a bit. It's a good file, a file quite aggressive, two-sided file. I don't know how are they called, but one side is more aggressive than the other. I think that one side is for wood and the other for metal. I know only that one side is more aggressive and the other a bit lighter. Here we have a metal saw. This is from a metal saw. I use this also on wood, especially wood like this, that are very hard to cut with the normal saw, because it's an old wood, so yeah, it's quite hard to cut. But having this saw on the fire, it is lighter like this, and it's only one direction, only pushing you cut, and the other way it doesn't cut. It's yeah, you could cut with a saw, with a file, but it's a bit slower than the other, but on other surfaces works really well. Okay, we arrived at the knife. The knife is a classical Victorinox knife. Metal, we don't know the composition of the metal, but I think this is the same about all the tools inside the Victorinox range, and at least the classical ones. It's easy to sharpen, and if I had to do a comparison between a Victorinox knife, and a Leatherman, the Victorinox is less thicker, but it's not a bad thing. Having a knife like this that is not very thick, made with thick metal, slice through things with a really low angle. I found myself better with this type of knife instead of the ones that you can find in Leatherman that are thicker. The small knife, a lot of people use this as a spare knife. I use this for whittling. In fact, I use quite a lot. It's really good in doing very small tasks with precision. You put a lot of precision on this little knife. On the backside tools, this is backside of your Victorinox, and you have the classical corkscrew with a small flathead screwdriver. This works good with your glasses, and it goes right here. You could actually buy some other tools that goes right in the corkscrew, like the fire starter and other things that I don't remember. The corkscrew works well. I use quite a bit for untighten knots on my shoes. Inside here we have a pin, classical pin. Yeah, it's in the skies. I don't use it very much. In fact, these are the plus scales. They are made of Salido, the classical Victorinox plastic. You can find the pin and the pen. These are the two tools that you can only find in plus scales. The other two tools are toothpick and tweezers that you can find in every Victorinox with Salido scales or nylon scales. The other tools on the back side here, this works as a scraper tool. I don't know. I use it also for whittling. I had to sharpen this tool. It came in quite sharp, but not very much. You can't, as it was, you can really do anything. Now it's quite sharp. Also, the knife wasn't really sharp, and yeah, it was a bit a problem. I think it was a problem. Another little flathead screwdriver. As you can see, this is a little bent. I use a bit, but the metal it's not very strong metal. It's quite elastic, and for this reason maybe it doesn't break, but it bends like this. With a pair of pliers I try to return it to its original shape, but it shows some signs. The hook. I never use this tool. I really like this tool because of its shape. It's an hook. I never use it, but it's good to have an hook, maybe for grabbing some hot things. Maybe you put on the fire something. So the last tool here is the awl. This is the classical Victorinox awl. It has a hole here it was made for sewing. So in the leather, it has a very grip point. This is another tool that came in not sharpened, or I have to say at all. Yeah, it was a bit with the shape, but doesn't do anything. I had to do some holes on the wood. It was one of the first tasks that I've done with this knife, and it wasn't really sharp. I sharpened and now it works really good. So in the end, what to say about this? It's a nice tool. Even if you look at the price, you can't argue that it has a lot of tools compared to Leatherman's or even the Swiss tool or other tools. I bought these on sale, so I was lucky. So I had some problems. Maybe it was on sale because of this, maybe not, but it had some problems. So in the end, what to say about this knife? It's a great knife. Nothing really to say about this. I had some problem. So in the end, what to say about this knife? It's a nice knife. So in the end, what to say about this knife? It's a very So in the end, what to say about this knife? For the price I paid, it's a really good knife. It's a really good tool. The tool inside these are really good. Nothing to say about the tools. I have something to say about the quality of the tool itself. I don't know if it is related to the price that I paid, but the fact it wasn't said, but I think that the quality of Victorinox is not the same as it was some years ago. So the pin, I don't know if you actually know, but there are 4 pins, but the 2 main pins are here. Quite strong, holds all the big tools inside here. The pin, this pin here that holds the blade, was not really tight, so the blade has a bit of movement, side movement. It's not good because it's not really good, it's not very nice fixed inside. I opened the sides, but I don't want to show you now because I will ruin here the two sides. So this is I think this is a big problem for quality of the tool itself. Now it works well and everything, but it shouldn't have this. Maybe one day I will return to the warranty on all the Victorinox is lifetime, so nothing to say about that. But is a tool like this, I think, shouldn't leave the factory. Another problem that I had was I think I've said before, some tools were not very sharp, like the actual knife and these, so I had to sharpen them by myself. And another thing that I experienced only, I think it was last month, cutting these pieces here. So I don't know, it was a piece of wood, I think, went in there. Really thin piece of wood, but like the wood dust went in there and ruined the tools. I put a lot of oil and yeah, they returned quite normal, but they doesn't snap anymore. As you can see, there's a lot of friction because the metal on the back side and of the tool, it is quite ruined by the wood dust, I think, because I don't cut rocks or something else. I was cutting only this cane here. Yeah. So this is my long-term review of a Victorinox Swisschamp, and see you later.